In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add an artboard and show you how to use the pen tool. So first, there are two methods of adding an artboard. One, the primary method is we're going to go to the tool panel on the left-hand side and find this square with the antennas on the edges. This is the Artboard tool. Once we select the Artboard tool, we get the Artboard tool options up here across the top. You're going to locate this button that says New Artboard. It kind of looks like a new page icon. You can click on that and bring your mouse down into the artboard area and click, and it will drop a new artboard. Okay. The other way to create a new artboard is to use the Artboard tool Artboard panel, options panel on the right hand side of the screen. Once you click on that, at the very bottom of that screen there's an icon that's similar, and you just click on that and it'll bring you another new artboard. And so for purposes of this assignment, we're going to have the two artboards created and go ahead and start using the pen tool. We'll select the pen tool. Notice that the pen tool also has one of those little flags at the bottom of its button, which suggests that there are other tools. Now, if you notice your pen tool isn't working quite right, you'll want to check the cursor to see if it looks like it's supposed to. For drawing purposes, the pen tool should look like this with a little X next to it. If your pen tool has a plus next to it, or a minus next to it, or looks like this little wedge, you need to come back to the pen tool, click on it, and go to the item that says pen tool. Okay, let's begin. You have three shapes that you're drawing that are called open shapes, and they'll all go on the second artboard. The first of these looks like a crook from a shepherd. Okay. Now the same with your closed shapes that you've done over here. You can adjust the color and fill. I prefer with the pen tool when I'm drawing to have a none fill and a black stroke. Just kind of gives the ease of drawing. I'll go back to the pen tool and I'll explain these 5 points used to create this shape. We're going to start. There are two things you can do with the pen tool. Number one is to click. Number two is to click and drag. And those are the only two things that you can do. A click produces a straight line. A click and drag produces a curve. So, to draw this shape, we're going to start with a click, move the cursor up, and click. That produces a straight line. Then we're going to produce the curve by a click and drag. Finish the curve and give it a point, because we know we need a straight line with just a click. And then move the mouse over here and click. Gives us the same shape. Okay. The second shape that we're going to draw is a gentle slope, and it can be drawn with 2 clicks or 3 clicks. The first way, I'm going to go click and drag there, come up slightly and do a click and drag there. If I hold the command key and click outside of the object area, it disconnects my pen from the previous object. Now let me show you how to do this one with 3 clicks. This one will start with a click, and then we'll come about halfway up this slope here and click and drag, so we'll kind of get a match. And then we'll move the mouse cursor over here and click to finish it off. Now those two shapes are pretty close to identical, but drawn differently. This was click and drag. I'll show you what those points look like. So we clicked and dragged to the right here, and clicked and dragged to the right here. And this one was a click, This was a click and drag up and to the right slightly, and the third point was just a click to terminate it. All right, your third shape is going to be a wave, and that is drawn by click and drag. Now you'll notice this is kind of the same as the 3-point method for drawing the slope there. Bring that over. That's kind of going to be the top of the wave. Now we need to draw the inside of the wave. We're going to click and drag down. Then we're going to do these 3 points again right next to it, starting right here. And click and drag. Click. And then we'll do this inside part of the last wave here. And then finish it off with a click right there. Okay? So you should be able to have, once you get the shape correct, your assignment will have 5 of these shepherd crooks, 5 of these gentle slopes done in either direction. I want you to try both the 2-point method and the 3-point method, and then 5 waves. Now, go to the third artboard here, and we're going to draw closed shapes. And the closed shapes are done like this, using the pen tool again. First shape is going to be a circle. And to close a shape, watch the cursor. As soon as I get in that anchor point, that little closed shape pops up there next to the cursor. I can click, drag that out, and now I have a closed shape as opposed to the open shapes that we were drawing over here. Once you get that down, you can move that around and draw more circles or ovals if you like, but the key is closing the shape. I'll draw a really tall one here. Okay. I also want you to draw 5 of those. I want you to draw 5 stars. These are all just clicks. And if you don't like the way a point goes, you can use the direct selection tool when you're finished drawing. Relocate a point, or you can use the selection tool to totally resize an object that way. Your final shape, you'll also draw 5 stars. Your final shape is going to be kind of an amoeba or a blob. We're going to start with a point there like so. Point here. And again, closing the shape there. Now the thing I want you to notice about this blob is that it's rounded corners all the way around. There are no straight lines, and there's plenty of space. And again, I want you to draw that 5 times. And that concludes the assignment. Thank you.